Okay, let's go ahead and dive into the Orvis Guide Sling Pack. Well, the main features that I wanted this pack for was the Tippet Whippet, the recessed tippet dock here. It keeps your tippet out of the way. There's a tippet bar here that the tippet stays onto. I can get up to 7 spools on there for basically any occasion that I'll ever need. But this was the main feature that I wanted the pack for, even though it seems kind of ridiculous to pay that much money for just this. I had tippet issues before where it's just swinging all over the place, it gets in the way. This seemed like a very nice solution just to keep it out of the way. Another feature of note on the Orvis Guide Sling Pack is the net holster. Back here, it sits behind the back of the pack and the main pouches. It's in there. The biggest complaint I'd have with this is that it's not really wide enough for nets. This is a smaller net, a smaller trout net. If the net holster was about ½ an inch wider on either side, you'd be able to get the net down in there further. There's less chance of it'd be more secure. It'd be less chance of it getting snagged on branches and everything like that, and it would just stay in. As of now, it stays in pretty good, but it would be nice if this was just a little bit wider just for that. Moving on to the strap, there's a pouch here that you can keep smaller items in. I keep my fly floatant in there and my stream thermometer on a little zinger right here, so it's convenient. In the winter, I'll keep some ice-off paste in there also, just to make everything handy and dandy. On the bottom of this pouch, there's a little slit, and tucked up inside of there, there's a small piece of fabric that's sewn into the strap and the pouch, where you can clip your hemostats onto. That keeps them in a relatively easy spot to access also. Here you'll see there's more connectors in case you want to put more zingers, things like that. This is for the securing strap that goes around your body when you're just moving, just to keep the thing from swinging all over the place. At the top of the strap there is a D-ring. I've got my net attached to that and a small magnet attached. And on the other end of the strap is obviously an adjuster, and then there is the handle that you can use to grab onto to swing the pack around your body if you want to do that. Also on the outside of the pack is a little recessed area cut out. You can attach a zinger on the inside of the pack and then attach nippers to that, like I've had here, or anything else you want to attach to. On the other side of the pack, there's a water bottle holder, an elasticized little pocket that you can stick a bottle of water in, your coffee in, whichever. I usually put my tripod in here if I'm filming. That fits just fine. Now heading into the inside of the pack, it's 18 liters total. I believe it's 12 and 6. I'm not quite sure, but I know like the total volume of both sides of both pockets is 18 liters. Going into it, you can see the other side of the Tippet Whippet, the recessed area, and the adjustable bungees that hold the tippet bar in place. There is quite a few little pockets. There's a pocket here, there's 2 pockets here, and then there's a larger pocket here, and there's also a slot for a stream thermometer, I suppose, if you want to keep it in there. Inside of mine, I've got, these are tacky boxes for reference. This is a tacky dry fly box, and then I've got a silicone box, and I'm not sure this one, whichever tacky box it is that has the shallower side and the deeper side. I've got the 3 boxes. I probably got room for maybe 2 more, 3 more. If I want to do that, I keep these all over the place. I've got an extra one. I've got one for my indicators. I've got one for poppers. I've got another one just for stuff that I find. Inside of these 2 front pockets here, they're elasticated. They're just kind of thin pockets. I keep fly line wipes. I keep wool indicators. I keep my split shot in there. Split shot on the other side also. Split shot on the other side, just in case I drop it. I have lots of extras. On the smaller pockets here, I have inside, I've got the ice-off, Stanley's ice-off for the winter. I've got floatant, more floatant. I've got more floatant, Frog's Fanny. I've got super glue, because I don't trust my knots. That's what I've got inside of those 2 pockets there. And then inside of this larger pocket, I keep a leader wallet. I keep some spare spools of tippet. another spare spool of tippet, and I keep all the way in the bottom, I keep my nail knot tool with some tippet rings tied onto the back of that. Also on the zipper, I keep a fly eye cleaning tool, a fly eye cleaning little poker for any super glue that gets in the eyes of my flies and the hooks. Hook eye cleaner. This pocket opens up pretty large, so when you sling it around, this is in front of you. I like the fact that this opens up so large, because what happens is it basically makes a workstation for you. So anything that you drop, if you drop a fly, if you drop split shot, if you drop your floatant, if you drop an indicator, it's going to go inside of here. It's going to go inside the bag somewhere. You might not want to dig it out at that moment, but at least you know it's going to be in there somewhere. Also, it makes it convenient because holding the rod, I'll hold the rod under my arm, it comes across here. I can stick all my flies onto, this is a magnetic fly patch. I can stick the flies onto here. I can just reach around and grab my zinger. I can cut my tippet there. I can leave that fly there while I'm doing everything here until I get everything situated, and then just zip everything back up. So I really like that part about the sling pack aspect of it. Before I had a backpack where if I wanted to change anything, I'd have to stop what I was doing. I'd have to go to the shore. I have to take the backpack off, put my rod down, dig around, everything like that. And I spent more time walking them back and forth to the shore than I did actually changing flies and changing tippet outs. Okay, moving into the main compartment here, something that I forgot to point out, on the flap of the main compartment, there is the soft side of Velcro. There's a fly patch here. There's also one on the strap on the outside of the pouch. Those are convenient if that's how you roll with storing your flies. I usually don't. That's why I've got a patch on my fly patch. I usually use this magnetic fly patch that I have. The magnets are strong enough that I don't lose anything. I just much prefer that as opposed to the Velcro side. But if you want to use the Velcro side, it's there for you. So opening up the main pouch, the main storage area, one of the things that I do not like about this pack is that it's not as large as I would like it to be. As someone who carries everything, this is not nearly enough space for me. I'm just kind of like a pack rat like that. As of now, there's stuff in here that I don't keep. I usually, like in here now, I've got wading booties. I usually don't, obviously they're not going to be in here when you're fishing. But if you can see, I've got, on this side, there's a smaller area that's partitioned off. I've got bug spray. I've got some hand warmers in the bottom of here, a headlamp. This is my raincoat. I have a spare spool underneath here. I have my glasses case for my cheaters. And I have just some random, I've got like a multi-tool and some things like that. So with that stuff in here, this is my space that's left over right there. I've got some water bottles here to kind of demonstrate. There's one, these are just standard 16-ounce water bottles. There's two in there. There's three. There's four. There's 4 water bottles in there. Not that you could carry 4 water bottles if you wanted to. But that's my extra space. I always take a raincoat with me. This is actually a smaller raincoat. This is not my quote-unquote fishing raincoat. This is just a normal everyday raincoat that I wear. But the stuff that's in here now, aside from the booties and the 4 bottles of water, that's the stuff I take with me all the time. There's usually a first aid kit in here also, so that's even a little bit less space. But I've seen a lot of reviews where people are like, oh, it's got plenty of room in there. It doesn't. There's not a ton of space for your stuff. If you want to carry extra stuff, if you video, if you want to carry a lunch, yeah, you're going to be able to get a lunch in here. You can put a water bottle on the outside, but that's pretty much going to be it. Once you have that little bit of space left over, that's all the room you're going to have. So if you've got GoPros, if you've got a DSLR, if you've got extra batteries, if you've got a drone or something like that, this is not going to be enough space for you. I'll tell you that right now. Don't even waste your money. Go for like a backpack, like the bug out backpack, or if you can find a larger sling pack or something like that, but don't worry about that. But what I have in mind right here is the stuff that I mentioned. I've got my glasses case. I have a multi-tool. I have another one of these, like, random things, the fly containers. I like carrying these. These are convenient for stuff. I have the raincoat that I mentioned. I have a spare spool under there. This is a smaller spool. This is for a 3-weight, so you can take that into account too. Space-wise, I have the bug spray, I have my headlamp, I have the toe warmers, hand warmers that are in there left over from Freshie season, and I've got a flashlight all the way at the bottom. I forgot. But that's pretty much all your space. And there's the net on the floor. That's pretty much all your space. You're not going to be able to get like a ton of stuff. I do wish it was larger, but that's just me. There are minimalists out there who can get out by with a lanyard. I don't like that. It doesn't work for me. If I had like 5 more liters, I'd be cool. I'd be even cooler with this pack. Another issue I have with the pack is that for the money that you pay for it, it'd be really nice if Orvis had just gone ahead and given us waterproofing. I understand like that adds more to the price, but when you're already paying, I think like $150, $160 for basically what is a fancy backpack, it'd be nice to have gotten the waterproofing. As it is now, again, if you carry camera stuff with you that's not waterproof, this might not be the thing for you. As it is now for mine, I'd have sprayed it with a waterproofing spray that I found. It actually works really well. You can see the water beading all over there. So you can do that. That is an option for you, just getting a waterproofing spray for the pack. It'll just have to be reapplied. As you can see, there are a few places where it's soaking in, and aside from the beading and stuff like that. But again, the waterproofing would have been nice. A slightly larger net holster would have been nice. Just maybe a few more liters of size would have been nice also. But other than that, that's my pack. That is my Orvis Sling Pack. I've had it for about 1.5 years now. There's no tears on it. There are a few stains. It's probably going to look even worse now that it's been on my welding table. But I like the pack. I just wish it was kind of larger, so you can go from there and make that decision. Magnets.